League leaders Paris Saint-Germain travelled to Nice to try and consolidate their place at the top of the Ligue 1 Conforama. It didn't start brilliantly as Alain Saint-Maximin, the former Bastia man, tucked in. But as always, the Parisians dug deep. And Angel Di Maria, the former Real Madrid and Manchester United man, put the Parisians level with a firm drive, which the keeper should have saved. But in the end, it was Dani Alves' first goal in the Ligue 1 Conforama, which settled matters 2-1 for Paris. Monaco needed to get a win to make sure that they kept their cushion in second place. And despite an early goal for Lille, the Principality side responded well. After some shady defending, Keita Balde playing Rony Lopez, mistake by Mike Maignan, but tucked in at the second attempt. And it was then the substitute Stevan JOVETIC who scored the winner for Monaco. Alarm bells for Lille, who remain penultimate of the Ligue 1 Conforama and in real trouble. It was the clash of the weekend, and after a phenomenal start, Marseille scoring first, but unable to keep it up until the very end, and Dombele providing the ball on the platter, but Cornet turned into his own net by Ramy. In the end, Lyon had just too much, Wissam Aouar getting a second, and despite a Kostas Mitroglou equaliser in the dying embers of the match, it was Memphis Depay who stole the show. Lyon getting an all-important win, which means that they now go within 2 points of Marseille, with a real chance of qualifying directly for the Champions League next season. Bordeaux were on a 4-match streak without a win. Prospects of a victory didn't get any better after Ismail Assar turned in the first goal for Rennes, and then Christian Gourcuff against his old club got the second. Bordeaux 0, Rennes 2. Metz needed a win to try and close the gap with the other relegation-threatened teams, and it started brilliantly for them with Nolan Roux getting the opening goal. But Nantes, who are vying to get back into the top 5 of the Ligue 1 Conforama, pulled the equaliser through Valentin Rongier. 1-1, the final score, trouble for Metz. Montpellier had the second best defence in the league behind Paris Saint-Germain, but they were sliced open. Wesley Saïd tucking in for Dijon. Olivier Dall'Olio's men, who were one of the least threatened teams for relegation after some strong play in recent weeks. Skiri got a magnificent equaliser over Baptiste Rennais. Montpellier, who even pulled ahead through their striker Giovanni Sio. But in the end, Dijon dug deep, and after a phenomenal team move, it was once again Wesley Saïd who scored. Final score 2-2, both teams in the top half of the table. Jean-Louis Gasset had been doing phenomenal work with Saint-Etienne, 7 matches unbeaten. And things got even better for them when Subotic, the former Borussia Dortmund man, tucked in. Ahead at the break, they then added a second goal after half-time. This time, Remy Cabella, the former Newcastle man, tucking in. Saint-Etienne 2, Guingamp 0. Now 8 matches without a loss, 4 wins and 4 draws. Brilliant by Saint-Etienne. Angers needed a win to distance themselves from the drop, and they came up against a struggling Caen. Flavien Té with a brilliant opening goal. He's not one to shy away from a shot from range, but that one was simply phenomenal. Carl Toko Ekambi then added a second, his 16th goal of the season. Onyang added a third for Stéphane Moulin's men. who should now guarantee survival with one final win. After being beaten in the final minutes against Marseille, Toulouse were looking to bounce back at the stadium, but things didn't start well for them. Jeremy Blair getting an opening goal for Strasbourg. Michel Debev's men responded, and it started an incredible 6 minutes at the end of the match. Yaya Sanogo equalising in the 89th minute. Then he even added a second 2 minutes later. But Strasbourg, who would not lie down, kept on coming. Kone, the defender, as the striker, and it was Dabo who turned into his own net. Final score 2-2. Amiens and Troyes were both in a relegation dog scrap at the bottom of the Ligue Conforama, and an early penalty for the home side gave them hope of getting a vital win. Moussa Konate, the club's top scorer, converted from the spot. After the break, however, a penalty this time the other way. Adenon fouling Nian gifted the opportunity for the Troyes striker to get the equalising goal, which he did. 1-1, a result which is no good for both teams. Well, Monaco got the all-important win against Lille to ensure their second place. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, keep cruising at the top of the table with a 2-1 victory over Nice, and the important result is Lyon's 3-2 win over Marseille. Monaco are 17 points behind Paris Saint-Germain and do have a game in hand, but it was the results behind that mattered. Lyon closing the gap with Marseille to just 2 points, and Marseille now 7 behind Monaco. At the bottom, more trouble for Metz, who are 8 points from safety with just 8 games remaining. Troyes, Toulouse, Amiens and Lille all in the relegation dogfight. The league's next matches will be after the international break. Marseille will travel to Dijon, Saint-Etienne go to Nantes, and it will be Monaco who travel to Rennes in a top of the table clash.